headlines, the Justice Department lawyer who criticized the Trump administration for mistakenly deporting a Maryland man to a prison in El Salvador was put on leave. Earlier today, News Nation spoke with a legal expert from the Heritage Foundation to discuss if the firing was retribution for speaking out.
The issue here is that he didn't do a good job arguing the case in court. Apparently, he's been put on leave because he said, it was a mistake to remove this alien who's in the country illegally. I mean, an immigration judge determined that from the country. Instead, what he should have argued is that that immigration judge found that this individual was a member of MS-13. That's one of the most dangerous gangs in the world, and particularly in the United States. And he failed to point out to the judge that there is a federal statute that gives the Attorney General specific power to summarily remove aliens who fall into certain categories. That includes individuals who engage in criminal activity that endanger public safety or national security. Mm-hmm. And by the way, the Attorney General can overrule what an immigration judge does if he wants to. Why? Because immigration judges are administrative judges employed by who? The Justice Department. So this guy did not do, this lawyer, DOJ lawyer, he didn't do a good job arguing the case.
You know, one of the things we're looking at, Hans, is, in fact, if this gentleman, this guy from Maryland, was, in fact, a member of MS-13. There are allegations that he was a member of MS-13 on Long Island, and I have checked in with Nassau County officials and Suffolk County officials, the two counties on Long Island, and neither of them have a record of him being in their custody. It doesn't mean that they don't know who he is, right? But that is something that we're also taking a deep dive into, and we're going to be talking about it this week on News Nation as well. Also want to get your thoughts on the tariffs. The 10% tariffs for importers are now in effect. I'm wondering, as you take a look at this story, which is such a big one for us, will Trump's sweeping tariffs hold in court? That's a big legal question for you, Hans. How do you see it?
Well, look, he's acting under a specific statute that gave him the authority, that gives the president the authority to act when he sees an extraordinary threat, for example, to the U.S. economy. And the president obviously believes that the huge size of this deficit, trade deficit, is a threat to the U.S. economy. Keep in mind, this is not unprecedented. In 1971, Richard Nixon imposed a 10% tariff on goods being imported in the U.S. Why? That was the first year we had a trade deficit, and Nixon was worried it would hurt the U.S. economy. You know what the size of it was? $9.5 billion. That is a fraction. Hey, that's peanuts in comparison to what it is today. I find it, I think it would be extraordinary if a judge, a lone federal judge, overruled and said that his judgment on this is better than that of the judgment of the president on the threat posed to the economy.
Well, it's going to be really interesting how that one plays out. And also legally, Texas Democratic Congressman Al Green says he's planning to bring articles of impeachment against Trump this month. So I've got to get your thoughts on this headline, because Trump was impeached twice but never convicted during his first term, as we know. So what's the likelihood that Trump will be impeached again? What do you think?
I hate to tell you this, but nobody takes Al Green seriously. I mean, he has filed multiple articles of impeachment, and he has no grounds. Remember, impeachment is for high crimes and misdemeanors. What Al Green has been talking about is criticizing the policies of the president. He has not cited a single law that the president has broken. So again, the impeachment provision is not to be used for policy differences, only legal misbehavior by a president. That hasn't happened. No matter how much you don't like Trump or his policies,
Sure.
He hasn't broken any laws.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard it before, but we've got it now, I guess, just for the first time this round. So we'll see what happens next. Former Justice Department attorney and former FEC Commissioner Hans von Spassky, thank